All right, guys, it's time to take a look at this new release from Swiss Watch Company USA, SWCUSA, the Tremor. There's some other colorways in this one. I'm looking at the black one. That's what they sent over for me to share with you guys. But of course, you can get purple. That's going to be cool. Orange. Not sure why they didn't send me the orange one. We're going to let that slide. Blue, black, and an aqua green. I don't want to just say green because it really is a very aqua green. But all of them are going to have the same dimensions and everything. They're just different colorways. So let's get into the dimensions first, and then we're going to cover some of the finer details. So case is 42 millimeter. The lug to lug is a 47.8 millimeter. The thickness, 13.5 millimeter. For reference, I've mentioned this many times, the old Seiko SKX is 13.5 millimeter. So that's a pretty standard thickness for a diver. You have 22 millimeter lug width, and then the bracelet does taper down to 20 millimeter. You can see you have some nice good angles here going on with the bracelet. It is not just an off-the-shelf bracelet. It is definitely designed. And you do have an extension here off the center of the end link to kind of add to that lug to lug. You may or may not like that. The clasp, fully milled, has two buttons here. You can just kind of do a micro adjust like that. Very simple to operate, but yet keeping it fairly thin. It is, of course, signed. Speaking of signed, the case back, oil pressed. So there's a few different ways you can do case backs. Oil pressed is, in my opinion, the best way because there's no rough edges typically, in my experience. Ends up getting very good definition and a very clean, comfortable feel to the case back. You have quick release spring bars on the bracelet as well. You have a signed crown. No, it's not going to have that blue on there. That's like a protective thing. You have ceramic, polished ceramic bezel insert, scalloped bezel, 120 click. It's pretty easy to turn, so you don't have to worry about the scallops because scallops don't offer traditionally a lot of traction, but the bezel is not like difficult to turn. Inside is a regulated SW200. They actually give you a card showing the regulation numbers. You can see it's pretty tight specs. Now, these on pre-order, because this isn't out yet, or depending on when I release this is a snapshot in time. It should come out, I think, January 12th, if I'm not mistaken. February 12th. We're already like almost through January. February 12th, 2024. So that's how that works. 5 layers of anti-reflective coating on the underside of this double domed crystal, sapphire, in case I didn't mention. Each watch, so a lot of times water resistant ratings are just spec'd out per the components used. Each watch from the Tremor lineup from these guys is actually confirmed and tested to that 300 meter water depth rating. So you know for sure your watch is going to be water resistant. I didn't see mentioned on the website, I'll put a link to the website down below, about the handset. And what I mean is the closer you look, the more you realize that it is very sharp. So I think they're diamond cut, and I think they're rhodium plated hands. I can't confirm that because I don't have that information, but I've looked at enough handsets to know that's basically what I'm looking at here. That's not even the really cool part about this watch. The really cool part are those applied markers. And again, click on the link and you'll be able to understand this a little bit better. But basically they have these, and I'm sure they fill them before they apply them, but they have these like little cups. And then they form the powder, the Lume powder, which is a Super Luminova X1, into like a little bit of a putty. So it has some consistency to it. And then they fill the cup with it, like 0.4 millimeter or something like that. And then they cover it with a piece of glass. I'm not sure what the glass is. So it's encapsulated loom. Okay. So it's not, it should be brighter. There's more surface angles, I'm guessing, is what's being done here, because it's not just a layered loom. It's kept more in its raw form, and it gives it more potency. So I'm excited to do the loom shot here in a moment. Let's push on to that. In case you were wondering, I'm still in my honeymoon phase with my Notice. So still enjoying wearing that. But, oh, you have screw pins as well, so easy to size. But here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Still works even with the extended lug to lug. If you have a smaller wrist than me, though, you're pushing it for use of the bracelet. I will give it a knock for that for sure. So still don't dismiss the watch. Maybe you'll just put it on a strap or something else. So I would have liked to have seen that center link articulating, but I'm sure they did this because of just better fitment. But here it is on my wrist. Very good wearing watch. Now I'm going to give it a little blast with a UV light because that's what I do. That's what we do. We're going to turn off the studio lights and let's check out this loom. Holy cow. Yep, it's bright. That is brighter than I expected. I knew it was going to be bright. And there's some like other bright things in the background and stuff, but that because it's a smaller, dot. It's not like a maxi printed marker or anything like that. That is intense. I think that's genius. Well done on that. For sure. This is a very cool watch, but that innovation on the markers, the way they encapsulated the loom, big kudos for that. That is epic. That is really cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next vid.